good to go. Where are we heading? Top left? Bottom left.
5, 3,
Alright.
1.
Like all the way around?
Commencing.
I don't know.
Objective
I'm
Go
not
underneath
rated
middle.
here.
Underneath.
Okay.
Oh, fast block me, please.
On me. On me. There we go.
Join me.
A. Allow me to repair the damage.
I attempt to reach the objective.
For some reason, my frames dropped to like 6. I'm so sorry.
This will restore.
I took out the Ana,
There is
but
still more to
we
my
needed my
tale.
heals, I guess. So.
You're good. You do. Can't do this with one hitter. Yep, for sure. I think it's going to be better now. Oh, much better. Sorry about that. I was downloading a game in the background that changed everything.
What happened
Rally
to our
at my
core?
position.
I
was
think he can't
resetting.
look
Oh, okay.
Greetings.
That's right. I also don't know how to read, but it's okay. It's hard.
How do read words?
How to read? Me no too.
Read words hard.
Back to the reloading, back up.
Dude, this Hanzo, are you kidding me?
Is he washing our hands over here? Hand soap?
Our Torp's doing literally nothing.
Yeah, we can't do an attack.
Give me a second. It's first real push. Group up here. Back up. First, I got ult for you. Turn you into a horse. Fucking centaur, baby.
They.
Get in there, you centaur. Ooh.
Watch out for this Hanzo, man. It's running away.
Fuck out of here, you big monkey. Freeze his ass. Ooh.
Beam activated.
What?
Ooh.
We need to get one group push here. We get the Mayall that we can get in on.
Come here, cutie. I'll go tank. I'll go off tank.
60 seconds.
I haven't.
What is this out?
I will.
Oh my god. Not Hanzo.
30 seconds remaining.
The time we had is fading. Ready for duty.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Seconds.
Make every second count!
Get in the run.
Crush their defenses!
Get in there, big dick.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Focus this hog. Focus this sausage nugget.
Oh, damn.
Get into position. Round 1 complete. Score 0-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Only through conflict do we evolve.
Overloading!
Once the mission starts, no more messing around.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Hard cute Tor.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Let's gather some valuable data on this mission. Do not deviate from the plan, and victory will be ours.
Of course, he's just running up there and doing stupid shit.
Can you
Five,
set up your
four,
turret, Torbjorn?
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Yo, well, where's this Torb turret? What am I missing?
Nice, May.
Okay, we lost. GG, May.
No, don't be like that.
Wait for me!
We can still hold here. Hog. Look at this fat ass.
Echoes have.
Our mate's so awful too, like just dying over and over again.
It's probably hard to play well when everybody's just being toxic, guys. Come on, we're on the same team.
Yeah, our same team fucking sucks.
Well, when you're being like that, it's hard to play well, right? Good game, everybody. You tried.
Play of the game. Welcome to Oasis.
Our world is worth fighting for.
I'm a one-man once more into the breach.
This will restore you. What an interesting hypothesis.
Bears watch out.
I am on fire.
You some heat have my thanks.
Your support has arrived.
Through the miracle of science. Group up with me. Group up. Fall back.
Helden sterben nicht.
Alright, we don't have healer.
Heroes never die.
Reach the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts. How embarrassing.
Reality bends to my will.
That's round one.
Valkyries charging.
Score 1-0.
What an interesting hypothesis. What an
Overwatch
interesting
had good
hypothesis.
reason to shut down your research.
I shouldn't be surprised at such a narrow opinion from a giant Overwatch.
That's what we need. That's the healers.
This time.
Reality bends to my will.
Slow down. I'll be right there.
Check this out.
Heal up.
Tactical visor activated.
Get over here.
Are we not doing anything?
Round cease your resistance.
Minefield deployed.
Score 1-1.
The true enemy of humanity is disorder. Order will be restored.
Nice, 5 DPS. Glad we got this shit 3-stack.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3.
With
Capture
everything
the
comes
objective.
honor.
Attack.
With honor, redemption.
Enemy target located. Beam activated.
The objective is now active.
A minor setback.
We really have a fucking bastion?
I must reclaim my honor.
I'm taking the objective. Ah!
I am not
Helden sterben
deterred.
nicht.
Marked by the dragon.
They're getting one back.
Taking off.
Spoiler fire starts.
Get over here and heal up.
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire.
I've sighted the enemy.
Need some healing.
You have my thanks.
Understood.
Victim power.
Well, we got some bash.
Again.
Duplicating Reinhardt.
Never surrender.
Defeat. Now entering King's Row.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
I'm a one-eye. I've killed someone for less than that.
Traveling to Route 66. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
True self is without form.
I will simulate our upcoming mission to identify all possible outcomes.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
A chance to focus.
Keep the skies clear for me.
Together, we are
5,
strong.
4, 3,
My tank. Group up
1.
here.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
We strike as one. Perseverance is the key. My thanks. Barriers on me.
Fire! Get back!
I'm feeling unstoppable.
Heroes never die.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Iron fire!
I'm even stronger. Огонь по готовности! Hello, don't count me out.
Heroes never die.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Век живи, век учись. Allow me to repair the damage. My will is unbroken.
Clearing the area.
Best off. My will is unbroken.
We still need you.
60 seconds remaining.
Огонь! My thanks.
A temporary setback.
This ain't gonna dispense itself.
We're together.
Heroes never die.
Hold up.
Enemy is down. We still need enemy reviving.
Back into the mix.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero. Attack commences in 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Stop the payload.
Justice will be done.
There is still more to my tale! Thank you, my friend! Thank you! Thank you, my friend!
Now to make the field move once again.
Heroes never die.
Our duty is to move the payload. Get to it! Bring me another!
Move him up.
Team kill.
Bring me another!
60 seconds
Junkrat
remaining.
primed and ready.
Thank you.
Get in there. This is not the 30 seconds remaining.
I've got you in my sights. Back into the fray.
10 seconds remaining. Defeat. Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
I'm ready to win.
We stand here in defiance. We the
So, as many of you are probably already aware, Sony recently announced the PS4 back button attachment for the DualShock 4, which adds 2 additional buttons to the rear of the controller with a little OLED screen on the back to control your presets. I've spent about a week with it now, tested a good amount of games, and I think now's a good time to do an unboxing and general review to see if it's worth it and if you need this to improve your gameplay. Starting with the unboxing, it's pretty straightforward. The device is very tiny, and you'll almost always be surprised once you see the box in person. There's an initial paper warning you to read it first, and these instructions are cautioning you on how to properly attach it to your DualShock 4. Then there's the actual back button attachment with more instructions on the bottom. The attachment itself seems to have a solid build quality, and the tiny little OLED display will pretty much immediately collect fingerprints. Now, there's a reason why the first paper warns you to read it, as Sony doesn't want you damaging the device when putting it onto your controller. It's a bit tricky. The stereo plug is slightly adjustable, so the idea here is to line up the stereo plug with the headset jack on your DualShock 4 as is, and then push the attachment forward. Don't try and adjust the swivel, just align first and push forward. This creates a very firm attachment to your controller, and you'll have no worries about it coming off. Once it's on, it's held in there pretty good. So, a lot of you actually don't even know what the back button attachment is. This will give your DualShock 4 2 completely remappable buttons on the back of the controller. This is something seen in a lot of higher end controllers offered on the market currently, most notably Microsoft's Elite Series controllers. But PS4 owners might also know about the line of SCUF controllers, which a lot of controllers that offer back buttons go for well over $100 to $200. This is Sony's first official offering and retroactive cost-effective solution. With an MSRP of $30, anyone can add 2 back buttons to any stock DualShock 4, no problem. The back of the device features a tiny OLED display that comes on once connected to signal it's working, and then goes away. You can click the display to show your currently used preset. You can store up to 3 different presets, and you can cycle through them by 2 fast clicks. To change a preset, simply click and hold for a second or 2. Then use the back buttons themselves to pick the button you want to map. You can assign any button you want except the share button and the touchpad. Now, it's important to note you're not removing the original button's function. You can still press the original button on the front of the controller and it will still accept inputs in addition to the newly assigned one on the back. The back buttons themselves may appear wobbly on video, but they won't easily accept unintended presses. When holding the controller, you're not hitting the innermost part. It's the outer portion that you press, and it gives back a very responsive, loud click. Now, before going any further, another thing I noticed a lot of PS4 owners asking is, well, why? What is this thing for? Well, as an example, if you're playing an FPS like Call of Duty, you could assign square to the back button. That way you don't have to take your hand off the right thumbstick in order to reload. Or L3, so you can quickly sprint and never have to worry about having to click in the stick. Maybe you're playing Destiny and you feel it's better to assign X to the back so you can focus on aiming while performing jumps. These are just a few examples where a lot of more competitive players like to make use for these kinds of accessibility buttons. But the great part about those premium controllers, or this, is that the buttons are programmable and you can really set them however you see fit for whatever game you want. This will work wherever, whenever. You can easily swap this to another controller and the presets are saved directly to the device. These inputs will follow a connected DualShock 4 no matter where it's used. That includes PC or even phones. And for those worried about the headphone jack being blocked, it's still accessible on the button with no noticeable drop in audio quality. So, actually playing games with the back button attachment, there is certainly a learning curve if you've never played with something like this before, especially considering this goes on a stock controller. I'm seeing a lot of people asking if this gets in the way of resting their fingers, and the answer is yes, and also no. You can rest your fingers on this naturally without worrying that you're going to accidentally hit the buttons, but it's the attachment you're resting your fingers on at all times. So initially, this is going to feel very foreign to you because it changes the dynamic of how you would normally hold it. But this isn't really a huge deal. I adjusted to it after a few matches of Modern Warfare Remastered. That's the easy part. Taking advantage of the buttons is where the fun begins and where you can really start to extend your play. The responsiveness of the buttons are pretty much what you'd expect. I wouldn't really consider this a top tier option to get your response time down in competitive play, since these require more pressure for input than some of the more premium controllers that offer higher sensitivity. But this is a very accessible entry point without having to pony up the extra cash. With this, you get 2 buttons with 3 modes, and then the $150 controllers are offering up to 4 back buttons, swappable sticks, sensitivity adjustments, and so on. For the most part, my playtime with the attachment has been a positive one. The longer you have it, the more ideas you can think of to make your gameplay better suit you, and I think that's what makes this a great low-cost option for those interested. Having said that, there are some gripes. For the function this serves, it would have been more convenient to have the OLED up front so you can easily see your presets and change what you need to without flipping the controller around. Maybe they couldn't make that work with the smaller real estate up front, but that would have been more convenient. Also, for me, I use a docking station with my controller with the DualShock 4 quick from the bottom, so this has to come off anytime I want to charge again. Luckily, there are docking stations that plug in from the top, so if you have one of those, then you have nothing to worry about. It also does make the controller a little bit heavier, but that's not really much of a problem, just me wondering if it could have been shrunken down more. Other than that, though, it works like it should, and this will only be worth it to those that think this will genuinely better their experience with their favorite games. This isn't the best pro option like I mentioned earlier, but this is an accessible entry point to this style of play, and see what does and doesn't work for you based on the experimentation that you do. For me personally, I found it very convenient to map things that often needed me to take my thumb off the analog sticks. Admittedly, most people don't need this, but if you are considering it, then I say it's worth a shot. And I mostly say that because it does seem a bit weird that Sony's just now adding this to the DualShock 4 near the end of the PS4's life cycle. The big elephant here that a lot of people have been asking me about is, well, what about PlayStation 5, DualShock 5? Is this something Sony will do with the DualShock 5 controller? Is this something that they'll further iterate on? And to that effect, of course, I don't necessarily know that for certain. However, it appears to me that the reason why they've done this late in the life cycle is for a few reasons, that there will be forward, backwards compatibility with the controllers. Presumably, you can use a DS4 on PlayStation 5, and vice versa. A PS5 can go back to PS4. But I'm slightly thinking that perhaps this will also actually attach to a DualShock 5. Now, we do have a few patent images showing the controller. We do have a few leaks showing a prototype controller where it does look a bit more bulky. But it appears as though potentially this could still fit on that. I don't think that Sony would have a stock controller rear button. That to me seems rather unnecessary. Point blank, most people really don't use it. Now, having said that, I don't think the stock DualShock 5 will have that button. I don't think that they're going to ship it. Another thing that will be a DualShock 4, not the more bulky layout of a DualShock 5 or those prototypes we've seen. This pattern shows very clearly a PS4, but it does have back buttons as well. So I think this is something that Sony would offer with it built in. So I think it would be an option that they're exploring if it does actually come to retail. But as a standard, I don't think that would be the case. I think it will either be the attachment can go on both controllers, or they'll offer one that also just has a joystick. That's at least how I feel in terms of PS5, but that's entirely fine. Now just to round this up, I do want to answer a few other questions that I asked you over on the community tab on my YouTube channel. A lot of numerous comments. And I'll answer some of the other ones that I did right after the main review there. Once the gamer is comfortable, do you accidentally run from time to time? Those are the answers. Like, does it drain the PS4 controller battery faster? I didn't really see that. It's one of those things where DS4s don't really have a great battery life to begin with. I'd imagine this is a very low power device, so it didn't appear as though it really drained the battery much faster. For Sony user Mark, important question: can you assign button combos, circle plus square, for example, to one button? You can't do combos, but to play off that surrender, I will. Experimentation is pretty important with this thing. If you are playing something like a fighter, other buttons would need to pull off that combo, for example, and that might work out better for you. Again, a lot of it comes into experimentation, but I think there actually are a good amount of ways that you can use it for a fighter. Absolutely. Ben Mac, is it annoying having the controller be more bulky or heavy? When is it actually useful? So I feel like the first part, no, it's not really annoying. Although I did notice that, I guess I realize now that every time I pick up a DualShock 4 off the table, I always underhand it. Now I can't do that because the attachment stops there. The attachment stops and grabs it. For people that are still concerned about how it feels, again, you do have to replicate that under attachment. When I held the controller without the attachment, then that felt good. So it really is a matter of just use it for a little bit, you will get used to it. Miles Dyer says, how does it compare to back pedals on the Spec controller? Mine cost $220 and was busted within a year. This looks like a hopeful, better, yet cheaper option. So I've only, full disclosure, I haven't played with the Scuff that much. I just know that Shogun says will work with second-party controllers. That would be third-party. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Second-party means that Sony would fund. Good job, guys. License the PlayStation brand, but I'm assuming you mean third-party, which in that case it would have to be the exact same shell of the DualShock 4. So obviously the controller is completely different. This won't fit on it. It has the same shell and layout, like what you did the boxes or a bunch of laptop controllers off. The shells on those, I plugged right in. I don't have those controllers anymore because I gave them away. But I would suggest that this would still work. Actually, if you're jumping off on So for example, if you change the circle button to be X, and then you map the circle button on the back button. Whenever you hit the circle button on the back button, it will input as an X because the software will override everything. And that covers just about everything, so if I didn't touch on something, by all means, send me a tweet over at Mr. Brian. I'll be happy to answer it for you. If you haven't yet, of course, please subscribe to Best PlayStation News, Reviews, and Updates for the news. And I will see you all in my next video. Take care.
I have found the hour. Well, not tasty.
Helden sterben nicht.
I have coalescence so we can just push through.
Easy touch, easy touch.
Score 1-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I've got you. Powered up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Keep an eye on the
Enemy contact.
Objective lost. Addressing the pain.
time.
Enemy turret's not gonna bother us anymore. Let's get you back in the fight.
My ultimate is ready.
Potential. I've killed someone for less than that.
Enemy turret ahead. Enemy turret just blew up. 5, 2,